828. I've done 827, which is actually far more difficult than 828, but we'll do that, and hopefully that will help you finish your problem. So suppose your statistics instructor gave 6 examinations during this semester. Mean son of a gun. You received the following grades: 79, 64, 84, 82, 92, and 77. It's quite a dispersion. Instead of averaging the 6 scores, the instructor indicated he would randomly select 2 grades and compute the final percent correct based on the 2 percents. Ooh, interesting. So, what's the possibilities here? So how many different samples of 2 test grades are possible? Remember, we got to go back then to our couple chapters ago and figure out how many possibilities there are. Okay, we want to do that so we can get this correct. So we have a population of 6, right? 6 different scores, and we're going to do 2, right? Pull out 2 randomly. So what is it? Okay, we use that, remember that combination? Okay. Let's go take a look. Combination formula. My number is the total number of items, so that's my population. My number chosen is my samples. Okay, so I know then that I'm going to have 15 different combinations. So I've kind of put the numbers 1 through 15 down over here, and then I did the combinations, right? And I kind of did it in an orderly fashion. I did 79 with all the other ones, and then 64 with all the other ones, and obviously each one goes down, right? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them with 79, 4 of them with 64, 3 with 84. Okay, that way I can kind of stay consistent. Okay, and the reason 64 has already been up here with 79, so that's why it works out that way. So now then I just want to do the average of those 2 scores. Okay, so I click average, I just hit those 2, hit enter, and I'm golden. I should be able to carry this down. It was doing weird things for me yesterday, but today it seems to be working just fine. Okay, and then I average the averages if I want to. Okay, and that comes up with 79 2/3. Ah, dang. Boy, that would suck. That's a C plus, right? 3/10 of a point, or 33/100ths of a point away from a B minus. Dang. Anyhow, if I do the population, which are the 6 scores that are given, right, and I do the average of that, not surprisingly, it's the same. Okay, so I get the same average, right? So what's it ask me? It says how many different samples. So I've done that. List all the possible samples and compute the mean. So I've done that. Okay. Then 3, it says compute the mean of the sample means and compare it to the population mean. So okay, so they are the same. There's my comparison. So my answer for C would be to maybe identify these 2. And kind of is that a violet? Light purple? Light purple. Because I'm a guy, I don't know what violet is. Anyhow, then it says if you were a student, would you like this arrangement? Here's what my answer would be, right? If I were a student, my possible score would be anywhere from here. A 70.5 is the lowest, if I'm not mistaken, to a high of 85.5. So I could go from a C minus anywhere to a B, right? That looks like my dispersion. I could run my little min and max to make sure that I'm right about that, but that looks like my dispersion, okay? Versus making sure that I get that C plus, okay? Or maybe if I went and talked nicely to the professor, he'd give me a B minus. Okay, so I don't know. If you like to roll the dice, I guess that might be my answer. If I roll the dice, yeah. Okay, and then it says compute the mean of the sample means and compare it to the population. Oh, I'm sorry. That's your guys'. What would be the result from dropping the lowest score? So if I drop the lowest score, the 64, then I'd be an 82.8. I'd be just short of a B. I'd get a B minus though. Okay, I would obviously, I think in that case, select this as my option, because my only upside there would be to get a B. I guess my up there I got a B plus. I missed that one. 88 would be the B plus. So there you go. You guys don't have that difficult last question. So there you have number 818.